you would require response to that with every view other than the view that says they are less than the Aimma.
But coming to Sheikh, the point, still I think we are drifting away to some extent from the track here, because we have to complete this subject.
No, this is what I'm saying.
The answer should be in the proper perspective. For
Yes.
example, from the one side, Anbiya, they are clearly mentioned and their status. Even Nabi ﷺ was commanded to do فَبِهُدَاهُ مُقْتَدِي فَاصْبِرْ كَمَا صَبَرَ.
No, I agree. I agree
so from
with
the
you.
other side, in answer, there must be some ayah
No.
in Ibaratun Nas that these are the imams and they are mentioned in the same way, same level. That should be something
I was just
the
trying
ulama are
to.
here to listen to.
I was just trying to clarify
Yeah,
that within the Shia view,
yeah.
all the views that are there, apart from one view, will require the justifications that you are asking for. Yes, this is what I'm saying. So now, if we can just start and respond to Dr. Khalid's, let's say, objections that he has put, possible objections to this view,
Secondly,
one by one, and we can all
I
join in.
sorry, is it this way? Is it from the principles of Shia Mazhab or just something subsidiary? Just even Ahl Sunnah also mentions something a lot about Sahaba, for example, some of them Sahaba, the part of the particles of faith. Very unfortunately, Allama Ibn Taymiyyah cleared it, very clear. And just he also, when Sheikh Dr. Aman, for your information, Sheikh Aman was quoting the words of Ibn Taymiyyah. You know, there was Musib and Mukhti, and his student, Brother Tamur, and one of his students was Hafiz Az-Zahabi, the great Imam of Asma'ul Rijal. In his Siyar Alamul Mubara, I also read. So here when he talking about, according to Az-Zahabi, talking about Musib, he was citing Imam Ali, he was on the right way. Mukhti to his rivals. So it means Allama Ibn Taymiyyah, he was not against. That's why he said, you know, we have to write directly Allama Ibn Taymiyyah, not dependent on other things. So, Sheikh,
let us open the whole debate by just responding in this fashion, and then the shuyukh are there, the scholars. So, Dr. Just 1 minute.
Yeah.
Within the last two sessions, we have concluded we have usul al-Islam, usul al-Madhab. If somebody does not believe in usul al-Madhab, they do not become kafir.
Yeah.
So if somebody does not believe in Imam Ali as Imam, they are still Muslim. But if somebody does not believe in Isa, he becomes out of Islam. So from there you can see that the importance of the Imama is not to the level of the importance of Risala within the scheme of usul. I just wanted to say that, and we can continue.
Yes, thank you.
I think just a minor point, supplementing what you have said. If there are four categories of opinions, and if the mainstream does not subscribe to the extreme opinion, then why we need to get it substantiated?
Because
so if the mainstream says they are inferior to the Prophethood, so then it's not
you see, the problem with us here is we are not here only to satisfy the Ahlul Sunnah. We are here to clarify it for the Ahlul Shia as well.
That is the issue first.
Well, as Sheikh Ayman said, Ahlul Sunnah are saying one thing, as Maulana Farooq said, Sheikh Mufti Farooq, but the orators are saying something else from the pulpit. This is a problem we are facing. We need to deal with it as well. So if we can understand, is it something that is justifiable or not, then we can go back and lighten as well.
Sheikh Fanai first, then Sheikh Tajri, then Sheikh Abu Jafar, in order.
It's not a comment, just when we lay the foundation for the concept of Imamah, we have to make sure, like, you know, the hadith that are mentioned are well checked. Because the hadith that yourself just mentioned is refused by both ulama of Shia and ulama of Sunnah. Not like at all, no sanad, no chain of narration, not like, you get what I'm trying to say? Otherwise we'll be building on something that is very weak.
Yeah.
So
So the principles of discussions have to be agreed upon and
Agreed
solid.
upon, yeah.
And solid.
So if the hadith is rejected by both
Yeah.
sides, then we cannot
So,
even
and
have
what about the hadith? مثل أنبياء بني إسرائيل.
أفضل.
Not أفضل, the مثل one.
Yeah.
علماء أمتي مثل الأنبياء.
علماء أمتي كأنبياء.
كأنبياء.
Ka is different, but he said أفضل.
Yeah, but the ka one is okay?
K1 is okay.
Okay, so we can discuss that.
Because K1.
Because tashbih is not always
Yes.
equality.
Yes.
Someone is
Yeah.
Kama doesn't mean
Yes.
yeah.
So at least that is some principle to discuss.
Yeah, of course.
So definitely this is not the article of Islam, neither the article of Shia.
This is very
So
clear.
doctor is clarifying there's an article of Shia Islam is to believe in Imama.
Yeah.
But it is not an article to believe that the Imam is Afdal Minal Anbiya. That is not an article.
Okay, thank you for this clarification, because it has some value. Weight.
Second of all, I think the comparison can be done when two categories have something to be compared with. So, but when I insisted that every prophet, a prophet can be imam and an imam can be a prophet, but they can come apart, I wanted to say that even according to the extreme view here, according to which they are better than Anbiya of Bani Israel, it means that they are better than them in terms of imamah, not in terms of nubuwwah. You know? Because Anbiya of Bani Israel has two titles. They were Nabi and they were Imam. But A'immatul Shia were just Imam. So here they are comparing two Imams to each other. And one Imam can be better than the other, and nevertheless the other Imam can be Nabi as well. So there is
This Imam has been said only about Ibrahim Islam.
Say something here?
Imam, the verse we find in Quran,
Yes.
is only for Ibrahim,
Yes.
not for the Bani Israel.
Only covers
Yes.
Prophet Ibrahim.
And all these Bani Israel are after Ibrahim.
No, Imam is a general title. We have several usages of this term in the Quran. In one of them, it says فَقَاتِلُوا أَئِمَّةَ الْكُفْرِ, for example.
The leaders.
Yeah. So, Imam is a general title. You can use it for any leader.
But they have to have substantiation.
Yeah. In the Quran, if I am allowed, I can show you.
It might take time, as if you can go through very briefly, because the rest of ulama.
Yeah. You can.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sheikh Tajir.
Okay, and as you can see, the word Imam has been mentioned as a property for someone. Here, this is a title for Ibrahim. But here, Imam is a description
Musa
for...
Imam.
No. Is a description of Ibrahim.
Yes.
Okay. And here, فَاتَّخَذْنَا مِنْهُمْ فَإِنَّهُمَا لَبِإِمَامٍ مُبِينٍ. Another meaning of
Other
the
side.
side. And then, يَوْمَ نَدْعُو كُلَّ أُنَاسٍ بِإِمَامِهِمْ. Every group of people has a leader. In the day of judgment, they will call by the name of the Imam. And here we have الذين يقولون ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. And then again,
أحصيناه
أحصيناه في إمام مبين.
مبين.
Again, بل يريد الإنسان ليفجر أمامه. And this word has a plural usage. فقاتلوا أئمة الكفر and وجعلناهم أئمة يهدون بأمرنا وأوحينا إليهم فعل الخيرات وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة وكانوا لنا عابدين.
This is in
In
Anbiya.
this verse, God is referring to a huge group. Some of them were Anbiya of Bani Israel, I think. So this title has been used for many gurus. Again, وَجَعَلْنَاهُمْ أَئِمَّةً يَدْعُونَ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَيَوْمَ
All of these
الْقِيَامَةِ
verses linguistically mentioned as leaders, you know.
Yeah.
You are referring to substantiate something very specific. So, far-fetched.
What I am trying to do here is to clarify the relationship between these two concepts. First, this is the first step. To know what is the relationship between the meaning of Imama in general and the meaning of prophethood in general, meaning of Nubuwwah in general. And then come to the second issue, which is about the status of 12 Imams with regard to
I think the answer have you, Dr. Saab, answer have been provided by the others, because this is not from Usul al-Mazahib. There are differences. When there are differences, and we have to look at in the perspective of the differences, not the principles. This is, I think, one of the very clear answer, Sheikh.
The first thing I wanted to say was already mentioned initially by our teacher, Dr. Salman, about the issue of the Imam, the 12 Imams, not being better or than the Anbiya, is not an article of faith into the madhab. However, following on from the point of what Sheikh Arif was mentioning, the differences of opinion within the Shia school, we do have some narrations, authentic or not, it's under discussion. Specifically with the first Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, whereby he was asked by a man about his own station with regard to previous prophets. And among them, the father of all the monotheistic religions, Ibrahim alayhi salam, who is better, you or Ibrahim? And according to that hadith, he mentioned, I am better. And asked why Ibrahim required some satisfaction for his faith in how resurrection is made. So he asked Allah, according to the Quran, how the birds are resurrected. So that my heart may be satisfied. With Imam said, well, I don't need that satisfaction. In fact, if the veils were uncovered, my faith would not increase. What about you and Nabi Isa? He said, I am better, because when Nabi Isa was going to be born, then Mary, was his holy mother, was advised or commanded to leave that sacred area, whilst when I was being born, my mother was commanded to enter the house of God. Etc. And the hadith continues. So we have these different opinions even among the Shia school. The third point is, with regards to what our teacher started with, Dr. Farai, that Imam and Nubuwwah is mutually exclusive, and we have two different categories. With that understanding, the idea that Imam may come even after the Prophet does not negate Khatima of Nubuwwah at all. Because if there can be an Imam after the Prophet, regardless of station of the Imam lower or higher than the Anbiya, this is something different from Nubuwwah. So Nubuwwah, no one disagreed. The Nubuwwah ended with the Holy Prophet ﷺ, our Prophet Muhammad. But after him, was there any Prophet? No. But after him, does that not mean that there could not be Imam? Because Nubuwwah, as mentioned, so it's not about is it higher or lower, but Nubuwwah is something different, Imam is something different, and Nabi can be Imam can be Nabi, and it can be different also. And lastly, about this verse that was mentioned about Nabi Ibrahim in Yunus, Ja'ilul Linnasi Imaman. And as the brother rightly mentioned, this is only to do with Ibrahim, and we're trying to say about others. However, if we look at the continuation of the verse of Ibrahim, since it complains to Allah or pleads to Allah, petitions to Allah about his own progeny, and he says, "Qala wa min dhurriyyati," what about my progeny? I want imams also from them. He says, I'm making you an imam. Ibrahim said, no, but my dhurriyyah also, I want imams from them. And Allah replies, قَالَ لَا يَنَالُ أَحْدِ الظَّالِمِينَ. No, my covenant will not reach the ظالمين. The mafhum of the verse therefore can mean that they can be imams if they are not ظالمين after Ibrahim alayhi salam. If Ibrahim petitioned Allah, says, what about we made you imam, this is what about my offspring Well, the covenant of Imama, which was the verse in Siyaq al-Ayah talk about Imama, the covenant of Imama will not reach Zalimin. That means the mafhum of the verse means that it can reach those who are not Zalimin, potentially.
Right, Sheikh Abu Jafar.
Thank you very much, Anai and Sheikh Rajali and the contribution of other. I would like to talk very brief, but before that, I will ask a question. If all Ahl Sunnah brothers were here, if they believe in the second coming of Jesus, they believe.
Yes. Yeah.
So when Jesus comes, is he coming here as a prophet or as what? What title is he going to get?
The title doesn't matter.
Okay, so I answer. No, sorry, sir. I answer. As a mutabih. No.
Muttabi Imam among the Muslims. Riwayah of Ahl Sunnah, they say is going to be Imam among the Muslims, isn't it? So it means that from the prophethood to Imam, has Allah demoted him or he gave him high position?
Very far-fetched, arguments you were trying to
Yes,
if it is article of faith, I'm not sure
सवाल ये है कि
that-
उस वक्त अगर
This is
ईसा अलैहिस्सलाम की
मुतशाबिहात.
नबूवत का इनकार कर दे तो फिर इमाम की
Dr. Khurram,
सवाल
Hafiz of the Four, so far you are quiet. You must be
ईसा अलैहिस्सलाम जब आए और हम मौजूद हों और हम उसकी नबूवत का इनकार कर दें सिर्फ इमाम माने तो हम मुसलमान रहेंगे क्योंकि वो नबी तो नहीं आएंगे ना ये कह रहे हैं
हाँ
अभी नबी तो है ना लेकिन उनके आने के बाद हम कहेंगे ये तो नबी नहीं है हम सिर्फ इमाम मानते हैं नबूवत का इनकार करते हैं
आप थोड़ा सा
Just translate for
एक मिनट आप इसको प्रॉपर तरीके से जरा इस तरह बैठ कर ना पूरा शेख आरिफ की तरफ मुंह करें और वो अच्छे तरीके के साथ थोड़ी सी ना
ठीक है
आहिस्ता आवाज में जरा उनके साथ जरा इसको अच्छे तरीके से एक्सप्लेन करें
वो
क्योंकि इस तरह मैं भी नहीं समझ सका आप क्या कह रहे हैं
Hafiz Sahib is trying to say, he's saying you are arguing that Isa will come and pray behind Mahdi, Salaamul alayhi. The reason for this is Isa will not come as a messenger, but rather will come as a leader. So Hafiz Sahib is asking, when Isa comes and we say to him, I don't believe you as a prophet anymore, messenger. He said, will that then not question our status of Islam? And on the other hand, if we were to say that Isa will have to believe in him as the messenger when he comes back, then he's praying behind Mahdi, then does that mean Mahdi is Afdal from Isa? This is the argument he's putting.
Yep, which is good.
It's a very logical argument.
So
that's
another issue which will go hand in hand with that is that if Jesus is going to come, how can you reconcile between the coming of Jesus and your belief in finality of prophethood?
The coming of Sayyidina Isa, the coming of Jesus does not contradict the finality of prophethood because he is coming back. So his status was already established a long time ago. Him coming back does not necessarily mean he's being demoted. Sayyidina Isa, when he comes, he's not having the title messenger because he is no longer a messenger. Like the definition of his, he is not a new messenger. He's already had this title, and him having the title does not strip him from the title messenger. At that time, I don't see a contradiction to be explained.
There is
Sheikh Abu Jafar, your question is not touching the question.
I'm going to come there. But
The
I just
question
want
is
to-
that suppose Imam Mahdi, other Imams, they are greater than Prophet Isa in this respect. Only Isa is mentioned coming back, not the rest of the Prophet, not Musa, not Sulaiman, not Ibrahim. Still exempted.
What I'm saying is that they are saying that Jesus is going to come back. When he comes back, he's not going to be a prophet anymore.
Yeah.
But there is no riwayah which says that he resigned his prophethood.
Sheikh Abu Jafar is basing his argument on the fact that Isa, as the messenger, will pray behind Mahdi, and that is an evidence for Mahdi to be greater than Isa. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
This is a fast.
Actually, request from the stage, and we have to mindful about the time as well, which has been appointed. That's why, very beginning, I requested you to be concise. Whenever you answer the question, instead of asking for the information the other side, please give in a precise way. This is our belief, but through the Isa we believe this and that. That's the fine. When you ask someone, it means you give him the chance to debate, to interfere, and it may take longer. Yes, Sheikh.
So you have asked a series of questions
Yeah.
that nobody is answering for you.
Yes, that's
So I'm going to
so
attempt.
far there is no answer. So far,
So I'm going to.
I'm sorry to say that.
I'm going to attempt to answer.
He has done his homework today.
Is that okay?
His homework
Yeah.
is well done.
But for these answers, I need us to be scholars. Yes,
Yeah.
not Maulanas.
Not today. If it's not possible, no. Because here we are academic journalists,
So
not debate.
I'll answer
If it is not possible, should be considered next time. I do feel that this is some of the question very hard.
No, that's fine. I'm just going to be black and white about this all.
Yes.
The whole set of your objections were based on polemical discussions and polemical thinking. And these are qiyas ma'al fariq, yes? Analogy that is false to the very core. Sorry, Dr. Saab. Of course, you're conveying the
No,
Sunni
this is
side.
the question.
Sunni side of the
What the
hadith.
Ahl Sunnah feel it.
Yeah, okay.
You are right.
Whatever I believe about Imama and Nabuwa and Risala is something else, but I'm answering the weakness in your argument. You're talking about that the Quran clearly mentions the prophets and clarifies them. We still have ambiguity about Nabi Khidr. Is he a Nabi or is he not? According to both schools of thought. If he is not a Nabi, he is teaching Musa the Ulul Azam. Even if Musa is Nabi and Khidr is Nabi, Musa is being taught by somebody who is inferior to Musa, but superior to Musa in another way. So why can't an Imam be superior to the Nabi and inferior to the Nabi simultaneously in different aspects? Yes? That's the first thing. You talk about the finality of prophethood. Finality of the prophethood according to the Shia is revelation. There is no more Quran coming. There is nothing Kitabul Manzul Munazzal min Allah after the Prophet Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, no matter who comes after him. That is the finality of the prophethood, nothing to do with the Aimma. So that's the response to your second objection. Your third one, that there is consensus about the prophets in the Quran. Nabi Luqman and Nabi Khidr, there is no consensus. Yes? According to the Sunni and Shia, is Nabi Luqman Nabi, Nabi Khidr Nabi or not? There is no consensus. Your fourth thing is that...
You are rushing, I like to analyze your...
No, I'm just giving black and white answers.
He said keep it all those five.
No.
Who said Luqman was Nabi?
Yeah? Okay, that's fine. What about Khidr?
There is ikhtilafat.
Yes, there is
ikhtilafat as well.
For a logical argument, you only need one. It doesn't matter one or two. Just one is enough. So I think even if you Hazrat Luqman is
mental wrestling today.
I mean, why shouldn't Hazrat Luqman be Luqman? My God, there's a whole surah about Luqman in the Quran.
Yeah.
If he's not a Nabi, Allah is not giving this status to any of the Nabis. I mean, Allah is not giving that status to any of the Anbiya. If Luqman is not a Nabi, Allah is giving him a daraja in the Quran that is not given to 124,000 apart from 16. He's only Hazrat Ibrahim surah there, Hud, then Yunus, Yusuf, Muhammad, and apart from that Luqman. Imagine.
It's like, a little clickbait.
No,
He accepted also from some groups of as prophet as well.
I hope he is a prophet and inshallah salutations to him. But it doesn't really matter. I'm just discussing this thing. There's ambiguity. Yes, don't want to get emotional about it. Number 4, you said that the prophet has said believe in all the anbiya that have gone. Yes, but he has not said this about the Aimma, which weakens the case if they are afdal or not. Yes. Now here, what I wish to say here is from the other side is that who knows how many Anbiya there were in any case. Even this hadith, 124,000, we are disputing it. Yes? In Ashabul Kahf, سَيَقُولُونَ ثَلَاثَةٌ رَابِعُهُمْ قَلْبُهُمْ رَجْمًا بِالْغَيْبِ. He doesn't just believe they were Anbiya. The thing is, if you say that we have to believe, then I have to actively believe in every one of 124,000 Anbiya, particularly to be a Muslim. I don't know what their number is. Maybe there was 1 million. Doesn't matter. Their teaching is the same. Can you see that? What I'm trying to say is all the objections that you have listed here are objections which are
sorry, may I correct you? These are not objections. These are the questions from Ahlul Sunnah, because from their books, their speeches, their khutbahs, their sermon, their discussions, I concluded here as I concluded from Shia's discussion, I did ask the question to Ahlul Sunnah first. Also Ahlul Shia.
Forgive me.
So they take it on behalf of Ahlul Sunnah. But here when I interrupt you,
But I need to
the
finish.
question is afdal or not afdal?
No, I want to finish this.
Even if you know, there are so many.
No, I want to finish this. So what I'm saying, as far as the objections are concerned, these objections.
No, these are questions.
As far as the questions are concerned, these questions, if they are objections, then they are irrational. And they are just false analogies. That's the first thing we see. Now, in defense of the Shia, is what has already been discussed here, that there is a distinction between Nabuwa, Risala, and Wilaya. Wilaya is the essence of Nabuwa and Risala. Wilaya is that godliness of the Nabi and the Rasul. The Shias believe that the Wilaya of Muhammad Rasulullah, that godliness of Muhammad Rasulullah, is carried in the Aimma, their Wilaya, the spiritual ranks with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that, when it comes into Imama, gives them a force of leadership that is greater than the Anbiya that went before the Prophet. And that, according to them, is logical, rational argument. Because the Nabuwa, Risala of Muhammad Rasulullah is according to his Imama. Is according to his Wilaya. And his Wilaya is the greatest Wilaya. And that Wilaya gives Muhammad Rasulullah the greatest right of Imama. And that's why whoever succeeds Muhammad Rasulullah in his Wilaya has to be greater than anybody who has gone before Muhammad Rasulullah. That is their that is their argument in a nutshell.
Because that is a wrong analogy.
I'm just giving you from the Shia perspective. Yes? I'm just saying, why is it false? You have to prove it.
Yeah. No, first you have to prove it's right analogy.
Okay.
And
Okay, so
that is coming from.
Okay, so let me prove this. Let me prove this. The Wilaya is known as the inner purity. Yes? An inner connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by definition. Now we can disagree that they got the definition wrong. Yes or no? That Wilaya makes a person eligible to receive communication from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is known as their Nabuwa. And then
Substantiate every point. All those are wrong, false analogies. Substantiate, because Wilaya in our terminology has two dimensions.
Okay.
One is being friendly and and other is patron.
Okay, so
if you have a spiritual dimension, substantiate it.
That's fine. So let me just ask you this question. I'm arguing on behalf of the Shia right now, yes? Let me ask you this question. Why is Muhammad Rasulullah afdal from Isa Masih, according to you?
As far as prophethood is concerned, Allahu a'lamu haythu yaj'alu risala.
Yeah, but why does he put Risala there and not there?
Just not 1 minute. Go step by step.
Okay.
So Allah has chosen. So no one can, by his striving, become a prophet.
So Allah could have made Fir'aun a prophet.
Sorry?
Allah could have made Fir'aun a prophet. Nobody by his striving can become a prophet, so Allah can make Pharaoh the prophet. According to you. Fir'aun
Yeah.
would have been made into a prophet by God. According to you.
Allah has made.
Allah says in Allah yudillu la yudillu illa wait yahdi ilayhi man yunib, yes? Yudillu Allah man yasha, and another verse where it says وَمَا يُضِلُّ إِلَّا الْفَاسِقُونَ. So Allah only does idlal of fasiq and He only does ihda of munibin. This is what Allah is saying in the Quran. وَيَهْدِي إِلَيْهِ مَنْ يُنِيبُ وَلَا يُضِلُّ إِلَّا الْفَاسِقُونَ. Yes? So but you're saying, according to you, Allah can make Pharaoh into a Nabi.
No, I think you have
So please explain.
another one, another value.
So please explain.
I am explaining to you that Allah Risala is not something iktasabi, wahbi.
So wait a minute. So Qasabi on what basis? On what basis?
Because Allah a'lamu haythu yaj'alu risala.
So if there's a waladuz zina,
Yes, Allah subhanahu
if there's a
wa ta'ala.
waladuz zina,
No, sorry, they never said Qasab, he said Wahhabi, appointed by God.
Yes.
so Wahhab on what basis? On what basis does Allah
Allah
do?
knows best. Allah knows best.
Yeah, no, there must be something. There must be something in a person. My dear doctor, there must be something in a person that makes them
No.
eligible.
May I come in? That's a big question.
You see, I want to-
The question-
I want to
Sheikh, the
answer this
question is that-
question.
No. The question is that afdal or non-afdal.
No.
For example,
Come back to
No,
that was the argument.
when I explained to him about wilaya, he can't understand it. So I'm asking him a question. I'm asking him the question, Muhammad Rasulullah is Abdul bin Isa Masih. On what basis is Muhammad Rasulullah Abdul from Isa? That's what I want him to answer.
To Ahlul Sunnah, because Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he himself said it, and there are authentic hadiths.
What did he say?
There are authentic hadiths.
Yeah, what
that
did he say?
The Khatamun Nabiyyin.
Yeah, but is this an Abdul?
Yes.
But on what
There are
basis is he Abdul? On what basis is he Abdul?
Allah has made him.
So Allah just makes one person here without any eligibility? Or there must be some eligibility there?
I think the rational wrestling is here.
But
It's
I
not to get to the truth. It's just a rational or mental
No,
wrestling.
don't shy away.
Sorry, I'm not shying
Don't
away.
shy away.
I'm not shying away. When the text comes, we say, "Amana samena wa ata'na."
Look.
We
Okay.
don't rationalize as you are
I'll ask
rationalizing.
you, if you're not a Muslim, you will not say Sami'na wa ta'ala, you want something rational to understand. If are you a Hindu? Are you a Hindu? Did you ever look at Hindu book?
To some extent.
But you said, no, you didn't say Sami'na wa ta'ala, but in Islam you said Sami'na wa ta'ala. So something about Islam appealed to you, so you used your reason, right? Why?
Now can you complete your case, Sheikh?
So what I'm
Can I
saying
just
is,
answer this point? Yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does what's called the istifa. So Allah subhanahu wa
where is it in the
ta'ala
Quran? Astafayna, right?
Yes, Astafayna.
Yeah, Astafayna.
Chosen.
Ala Ibrahim ala
In
al-alamin.
fact, yeah, al-istifa comes from amongst the righteous.
Yeah.
You cannot, because istafa is not to choose. There's a difference between ikhtara and istafa.
Okay.
Istafa is to choose from the best.
Okay, so the best, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
there is
yes,
something
yes,
there.
yeah, I got
So
to
there
your
is
point.
there, right? So I think
So
what you're coming to
al-istifa.
understand
It
there.
is al-istifa.
So istifa is based on merit.
Yes.
Okay? That merit is known as wilaya. Yes? This is what Sheikh Ahmed is. I'm talking to you from the Shia perspective.
I know.
Sheikh,
Very far-fetched argument.
we are now stuck here. What's the way to get out of this? Only one way.
Yes.
If you, without asking any question, any point,
the answer.
according to you, please do away, can you complete it?
Okay.
Without asking
Okay, I'm
is
going
it,
to
or do Ahl Sunnah believe or not, please provide it.
Look, first of
No,
all,
it's-
out of 4 categories, which categories are you?
No,
That it will help us to identify you.
Why is
Your
it
position.
why is it important what I
You
am?
are the spokesperson now. Out of those 4 categories, which category are you identify yourself first?
Yeah,
Then
but-
it will be helpful for us
Yes.
to put you in right perspective.
No.
If you are in the extreme, fine.
واشهد
You have-
إن
And if you
مسلمون.
have in the bottom one,
No. واشهد إن مسلمون. That's all. That's all.
no, 4 categories mentioned by yourself, sir.
Look, if I don't understand something, I'm not going to commit myself to it. Yes.
So let me just request for Sister Zahida, because we are stuck. Sister Zahida, you ask your question.
I just wanted a point of clarification, really. It's been a really beneficial conversation for me, because I'm not. One point of clarification, I was just, when we were talking about Qatl Nabwi, it was about the fact that that was related to the last revelation. And I just wanted to say that if that is, first it says that if my understanding correct from what you were saying about
Qatl Nabuwa means
yeah.
that there is no more divine communication after Muhammad Rasulullah finished.
So, there's a group of people that I've come across very recently, called the Ahmadiyas.
Yes.
They believe that the Quran is the final revelation,
Yes.
and that final revelation came to Prophet Muhammad, and they believe that he is the final prophet. However, there is further, they believe in another person after that who continues to have inspiration. So is that a Shia sect then?
No, it's no. I think we need, Dr. Saab, I do think we need to have a whole discussion on Khatamiyya and Ahmadiyya. No, it's not a Shia sect at all.
Sorry, because it sounded very similar
No,
to
it's
what was
a
being
Sunni
said.
sect.
So I
Shia has to be from Ahl Bayt Nabi Sallallahu
So
So, but the person whom they follow is
It's
just
part of
even
the
though the
Sunni sect.
concept is the same.
yes.
So, Sheikh,
So can I finish?
is it Is it answer? Yes, now.
Can I just finish?
But without asking any point.
Without asking Quran stuff anything. So I'm going to ask
Just
from
going like it's like.
I'm just going with the Shia thinking here, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
So according to Shia thinking, they say that Bibi Maryam is Sayyidatun Nisa'il Alameen. Other text, Bibi Aisha says that the Prophet said that Fatima is Sayyida Nisa al-Alameen. Ma siwa Maryam.
Ahlul Jannah.
Yeah. Sayyidat al-Jannah and Sayyidat al-Alameen, there are two riwayah from Bibi Aisha. Yes? Both of these riwayah. Now, whether Bibi Fatima is better than Bibi Maryam, or Bibi Maryam is better than Bibi Fatima.
Again, you are asking the same thing. Please.
No, I'm saying it's of little significance.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything to anybody.
Yes.
Yes? It's of little significance.
Yeah.
The important part is, and I want my Shia brothers to open this discussion fully, that what need is there to compare Imam with the Prophet? What need is there?
No.
And two, the Quran is saying, Tilka Rusul Faddalna ba'dhum ala ba'd. Of course, there are distinctions, everybody is different. So obviously, there will always be muqayasa. But Allah is saying, La nufarriqu bayna ahadin min rusuli. There is no need for these comparisons. In fact, these are khurafat. Now, the bottom line is this, that I asked the Shias just one thing. If somebody did not believe in Imam Ali, is he a Muslim? The answer is yes. If somebody did not believe in Nabi Sulaiman and Nabi Harun, is he a Muslim? Can you not see the distinction here?
Yeah, that's the best.
Can you not see the answer? The Shias themselves admit that if somebody doesn't believe in Nabi Sulaiman, not the Ulul Azam, in Nabi Sulaiman, in Nabi Khibar, in Nabi Sheeth, if somebody does not believe in the Nabi that's not even mentioned in the Quran, he is not a Muslim. But if somebody does not believe in Imam Ali, he is still a Muslim. Isn't that enough for the minds to understand that we need to redirect the discussion where it's supposed to be? And we should not be confused with these sort of concepts in the first instance. Yes? So now if belief in Imam Ali itself is not necessary for being a Muslim, then the Abdaliyah of Imam Ali by priority has got nothing to do with the discussion at the core.
That's why today we're not talking about the articles of faith. This is the one of the best answer. Now another point, if you can correct this hadith tabooq or hadith analogy, known as hadith analogy. Harun, there is a tashbih, and nubuwwah is exempted. You know why? Because from among Ahlul Sunnah, the great scholars who have the sympathy towards Shias as well, when they're going through that, they need to answer from the Quran, from the on the one hand.
According to the Shia, this hadith actually proves that Imam Ali is greater than all the prophets.
Right.
Because Harun is saying, Nabi Musa is saying to Nabi Harun, that you are me in my place. When I go to Tur, whatever you do, it's as if I am doing that. You are the Imam. So I'm giving the wiratha of my imama to you when I go to Tur. So this is what the Prophet is saying to Imam Ali, that you are the warith of my imama in my absence. Whatever you do, it's as if I am doing. But you will not do anything new from what I have done because there's no more nubuwwah. So this is the way the Shias interpret that hadith.
All right, this is in this way. And the exempting, because this is illa.
Yeah, so there is no more tashriya. There is no more sharia coming.
When this is for the sake of understanding.
Yes.
When Nabi Islam, he said, no, la nabiyya ba'di, it means you are not the prophet.
Yes, no, there is no prophet going to come after me.
Clear nafi.
Yes.
So there is a need to understand this nafi, because when nubuwwah is exempted, illa nubuwwah.
No, the Shia's counter argument is
Mat
this.
al-nasu.
No, but the Shia's counter argument is this, that Ibrahim salamullah alayhi was a Nabi, was a Rasul, was a Khalil. وَإِذِ ابْتَلَىٰ إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَتَمَّهُنَّ قَالَ إِنِّي جَعَلُكَ لِلنَّاسِ إِمَامًا. Here, Imama is a greater status than Nabuwwah and Risala. So they will say that if Ali is the warith of the Imama aspect, then that is the real one that gives merit. That will be their counter argument.
So this is the answer from the other side. But the problem is here, for your understanding, on this side. For example, in the Quran, so there is clearly the position of a prophet, or the prophet is mentioned. That's why in the principle, Usulul Aqidah, you already have mentioned Ar-Risala, right? ما كان لبشر أن يكلمه الله إلا وحيا أو من وراء حجاب.
So what is Musa?
No, let me complete. No, this is for your understanding, not debate. ما كان لبشر أن يكلمه الله إلا وحيا أو من وراء حجاب أو يرسل رسولا فيوحي بإذنه ما يشاء إنه علي حكيم. So here this is understandable to all ulama. So in this way, Allah Ta'ala, this is Sunnatullah, does not communicate to His servants here in this world directly. Why? So there is especially mentioned min wara'i hijab. This is also in terms of the Anbiya.
Yes.
Or yursila rasulan. Yes. So in this way, for Ahl Sunnah, the problem is that Risala everywhere has been mentioned very clearly by the Quran. On the other hand, Imama, in this way, as Dr. Gifty mentioned, Imama, and this Imama, this is the part of Risala as well, not the something different according to the Quran, and we understand it. But again, coming to the Nukta, this point is that Imams, according to these verses, they are very great, and that's why this Anta minni bimanzilati Harun, this part is, point of consideration for Ahl Sunnah ulama. Illa la nabiyya ba'di for Shias.
Yes, of course.
Both of them they don't consider seriously. I think that they have to.
But I have to point out one thing.
Yes, let me complete it.
Sorry.
So there is, it is not necessary to get necessary to get. But because Anbiya, their position, time and again mentioned by the Quran, by Ibarat in us, clearly. Imama, the case of Imama is mainly dependent on ahadith, which is not equal to the Quran, obviously, we have it already.
Yes,
So if not case to that, it's just next time maybe, because it's,
the very fact that
if you believe that the Imams, for example, as you mentioned, this is one of the, good point. There are differences among Shias, because some Shia do believe that Imams can never be higher, even equal to, the prophets.
Yes.
This is one of the answer. Those who believe on behalf of them, you can say something, for example, the instance of Musa and Khizr, very good example. But according to many Shias or majority, or according to many groups of Ahl Sunnah, Hazrat Khizr was prophet as well. However,
an angel.
It means the case is answered. One prophet may be great, tilka rusulu faddalna ba'dahum ala ba'd. So that's included. So the real point is that the prophethood is mentioned clearly, position, time again by the Quran, appointed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Wahbi, the case of Imama is not in equal to that. So that's why we have the problem. If we believe, for example, I believe to equal to them, not higher, even equal to them, I got this problem from the Quran. Because Quran is the وَنَزَلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابِ تِبْيَانًا لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ. First of all, we have to get on the Quran. Then Hadith is the commentary, tafsir of the Quran. So this is...
definitely the Shias need to think about these things very, very carefully. Yes? Definitely they need to think about it. And the very fact that there is a spectrum of views there shows that, yes, it's not a clear-cut issue amongst them. It shows that. But on the other hand, as scholars, as academicians, we need to move away from our emotional involvement in any belief system and try and look at something for what it is worth in its own self.
Okay, good.
And therefore, when we present a dalil, we should look at the dalil for what it is worth, as opposed to trying to drive that dalil to give a meaning that we prefer. I think we need to be very scholarly about this.
Sayyid Mawdudi has rationalized Khidr alayhi salam in India. Otherwise, how come someone innocent will be killed?
Just staying on the topic, because this topic I didn't attend the discussion. It's just staying on the topic and being very academic about it. My personal opinion is that there is a mughala from the Shia side that is not needed. How? Isn't it enough?
Mughala is exaggeration.
Exaggeration. That is not needed.
Yeah.
When the Prophet Muhammad said, "Anta minni bimanzilati Harun," isn't that enough on its own? what I'm saying, who started the discussion of going who is better than who? When the Prophet Muhammad says to Sayyidina Ali in the day of Khaybar, I will give raya tomorrow to a person who loves Allah and His Prophet, and Allah and His Prophet love him. يفتح الله لا يرجع حتى. Isn't that enough? When Sayyidina Ali sleeps in the middle of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, protecting the nubuwwah, because that was the way the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam got out of Mecca to Medina. With Sayyidina Ali sacrificing himself for the Prophet. If Sayyidina Ali is chosen to sacrifice himself for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam in one of the most crucial moments of history, isn't that enough? When Ahlul Bayt of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam are recognized to be in a high state by everyone, no one should deny this. Like, we're not talking about Sunnah and Shia. No one can even talk about this. I couldn't even imagine a Muslim who does not look at Sayyidina Ali with the utmost respect. So what I'm saying, there is no need to reach a point that saying is Sayyidina Ali or Imama is better than Nubuwwah or not, because it's not going to add or take away anything, either on the Shia side or in the Sunni side. We should believe in something that is called بعض الأشياء الأفضل تركها.
You are very, very accurate, and I think this needs to be taken
better
back.
to be left, not even discussed.
And I think Dr. Khurram responded to this accurately, that at times the Shias and Sunnis in their historical development, yes, have been less concerned about the truth and more concerned to adamantly defend their own side. So the Shias have reacted. When the Ahlul Sunnah claim that Hazrat Abu Bakr and Hazrat Umar are better than Imam Ali by the very fact that they were first and second Khalifa, they react and they say Imam Ali is better than the Anbiya.
Chef Tajri is
the question you put and the argument you put behind it is right, but I think the conclusion you drew from it is the wrong one. So you said quite rightly that in Quran and you mentioned all those verses on Nubuwwah and Risala and not on Imam. Quite right. But you said that it shows that the Nubuwwah and the Risala is above the station of Imam. I mean, that's not the conclusion. The conclusion is the belief in the Risala and Nubuwwah is primary and more important than belief in Imam, which everyone agrees. That's why if someone does, like Shaykh Ali just mentioned, if someone doesn't believe in X to be the Prophet, he's not Muslim. If someone doesn't believe in Imam Ali to be Imam, not Imam, he's still a Muslim. The belief in the Risala and Nubuwwah is more, that's what your argument shows. The belief is not that Imam or Rasul is up in station. This is the wrong conclusion we're drawing from it.
Thank you very much. That's a very quiet. I do understand your difficulty last time as ulama Ahl Sunnah they faced in case of as-sahabatu kulluhum adulun. The same difficulty today.
Yes.
There are some points because something have been established not based on the basis of the proper tahqiq, but from the both sides. So action and reaction, so many narrations, like as we mentioned, as this hadith is also need to be reconsidered by you as well. All right, so that's ulama ummati afdalu min anbiya bani Israel. This is the point of reflection for you, because already we pointed out.
You see, the Shias should actually try and understand that did Imam Ali Salamullah ever say, honestly, apart from that here from the pulpit, I'm better than Ibrahim? Do you really think, the Prophet who is so humble, who said, "Qul la a'lamul ghayb, la adri ma yuf'alu bi wala bikum." Do you think the wasi of that great Prophet will say, "Ana afdal min Ibrahim wa Isa"? You honestly. And has Imam Ali ever said these things? Really?
Even if Imam Ali was better than them, he wouldn't say it.
May I come in? Because this is we did understand this difficulty. Shaykh Tajri said the something which I understand. Sometimes we cannot say here very clearly something, but this is a difficulty. Yes, on the other way. And we have seen already from the other side as well. So no side is in favor, obviously. There are. So the final conclusion, because I've been said our time is over. We are very, very sorry for you.
On the mind of the palm,
No. Please not asking any question for information from the other side.
I think we need more time, Sheikh, because this issue of the Imamat is so broad. We cannot finish everything.
You see the Shias within themselves we need to discuss this very, very openly to try and understand what does it mean to us.
Yeah, but I just want to support
This issue does not
what it has been said. That Imam Ali, alayhi salam, when he was in the Harb al-Qadisiyah, he was asked by the commander of the Iranian side, and who are you? And he said, Ana abdu min abid Muhammad. Insha'a ba'ani wa insha'a atlaqani. Which is very important.
Look at him.
He said he's the abdu min abid Muhammad. This is the first. Second thing, there's a very best title that the Messenger of Allah gave to Ali, which is Khasif al-Na'al. Is it better than that? The Arabs, when they wanted to degrade you, they throw shoes on you. But Ali was called Khasif al-Na'al. Means the repair. He used to repair the sandals of Rasulullah.
And also Abu Turab.
This is Abu Turab. And this title are very, very important for us to look at. But additionally of that, I want, inshallah, in future, we examine 3 verses of the Holy Quran in a very, very serious manner. Because these are the verses that Shias claim that it mentions about Imam. أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا رسوله وأولي الأمر منكم, to discuss here. ثم أورثنا الكتاب الذين اصطفينا من عبادنا. We have to discuss all this. And this verse of the Imam. These 3 verses, if we will really deal with them, I think we will solve the world.
Yes, inshallah. You know, the reason is that last time this point was emerged, and it has been cleared now. This is not from the principle of the Masah. This is the subsidiary thing. But ulama, from Ahlul Sunnah, they wish to be discussed, to be clarified, because then it was also serious. So alhamdulillah, you have answered, but there are some points to be reflected. It may be readdressed in the light of whatever you answered, and Sheikh, he provided this answer. I request you to reconsider properly your answer as well, because there is something helping the other side as well. Yeah. So final conclusion, before, because the ta'am is waiting for us and we have to conclude it here. So the articles of faith already cleared, and we agreed upon the definition of a Muslim, right? The person who believes in these articles provided by the Quran, established by the Sunnah, as already mentioned there. He is Muslim by denying them non-Muslim. By denying Imams, Imama of Ali, by denial of any Sahaba, the person may be sinful, that's another thing. May be deviated, that's another thing. But not non-Muslim like Hindus, Yahud, and Ahlul Kitab. Still within the circle of Islam. And takfir, what is going on, this is out of the side of the proper track established by the Quran. Because this is the minor thing from the both sides. There are some from Shias, hardliners as well. Yes. No need to mention from Sunnis as well. But the takfir, which is quite like Kharijites, Kharjiism now, this is exempted from the circle purview of this discussion, because the whole of Ummah now is united against it. There is no difference of opinion. Even the people who are fighting in the Middle East, the parties, all of them are united against these people. And you know the Imam al-Kaaba, and when he gave his khutbah, he clearly mentioned us. They are Khawarij, they are deviated, and nothing to do with them. And there is one point is very good. The ulama, just we need, and we highlighted the more dialogue, because why there is the fear from the both sides, there is no proper understanding, meeting, benefiting from each other, sitting together, no dialogue. And the both sides depends on the misconception, and there is action and reactions. So that's why this forum is very important, that we establish and to dissipate these type of misconceptions and all these misgivings. Right? This is something which is very important. We have to, and so you can help Sheikh Arif Saab, me in this case. So this is not from Usul al-Mazahib, this point what we will discussing. So the status of Imams versus Anbiya.
It's not even
because that was requested from the other side. That was. So there are some points to be readdressed by you. Is it okay?
Yes, yes.
Because it's already happened in the case of Ahlul Sunnah.
Yes, yes.
In Sahaba, and the obvious.
It would be good,
Yes, it could.
that we invite some other Shia scholars as well,
Yeah.
who, if they wish to add something to this deliberation. If they feel that there is something more, that maybe we are not doing them justice, then they can come and talk about it from their perspective and see what they have to say.
Yeah, yes, that's all today, and we have to conclude officially this session with the dua of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. I request my sisters first, please, you can take your
Sheikh, our opinion
share
to
from-
identify which category you are. You have to.
You know,
You just have some 4 categories. Informal discussion. You have to not shy away. We switch off the camera. We switch off the camera.
Last time I gave